Hansen was a robot designer in his mid-30s. Nobody was quite sure of his age, with tousled jet-black hair and sunken eyes. He had worked late the night before on his presentation for Google and was tired and distracted when he boarded the 5 a.m. flight at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. An hour later, in the pre-dawn darkness, the plane touched down on the tarmac of McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, where he was supposed to change to a second connecting flight to San Francisco, but he had fallen asleep on the Dallas-Las Vegas leg, so, after the other passengers had disembarked, a steward touched his shoulder to wake him and asked him to leave the plane. Dazed, Hansen grabbed the laptop at his feet and left, forgetting that he had stowed an important item in the overhead compartment, a sports bag. Inside was an android head. The head was a lifelike replica of Philip K. Dick, the cult science fiction author and counterculture guru who had died in 1982. Made of plastic, wire, and a synthetic skin-like material called frubber, it had a camera for eyes, a speaker for a mouth, and an artificial intelligence simulation of Dick's mind that allowed it to hold conversations with humans. Hansen, still oblivious to his mistake, dozed again on the second flight. It was only after arriving in San Francisco, as he stood before the baggage carousel watching the parade of suitcases and bags slide past, that an alarm sounded in his brain. He had checked 2 pieces of luggage, one with his clothes and the other with the android's body. In that instant, he realized that he hadn't taken the sports bag off the plane, and that's how the Philip K. Dick android lost its head. After Hansen and the android's planned visit to Google, they were scheduled for a packed itinerary of conventions, public displays, demonstrations, and other appearances. Indeed, the android was to have played a key role in the promotion of an upcoming Hollywood movie based on Philip K. Dick's 1977 novel, A Scanner Darkly. It had been directed by Richard Linklater and starred Keanu Reeves. Now, with the head gone, these events were all cancelled. There was more to the android than the head. The body was a mannequin dressed in clothes that had been donated by Philip K. Dick's estate and that the author had actually worn when he was alive. There was also an array of electronic support devices: the camera, Phil's eyes, a microphone, Phil's ears, and a speaker, Phil's voice, 3 computers that powered and controlled the android, and an intricate lattice of software applications that infused it with intelligence. All were part of the operation and appearance of the android. But the head was the centerpiece. The head was what people looked at when they first encountered Phil the android, and what they remained focused on while it talked to them. More than the artificial intelligence, the head was what gave the android its appearance of humanity. There were all kinds of excuses for why the head had been lost. Hansen was overworked and overtired. He had been trying to keep to a schedule that was simply too demanding. The airline had not told him that he would have to change flights, but Hansen himself admits that it was a stupid mistake and a disappointing end to one of the most interesting developments in modern robotics. All kinds of conspiracy theories appeared across the internet, ranging from parody to the deadly serious. The technology blog Boing Boing suggested that the android had become sentient and run away. Other blogs also hinted at an escape scenario, much like the one attempted by the androids in the movie Blade Runner, based on Dick's novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The irony was not lost on anyone. Philip K. Dick wrote extensively about androids, exploring the boundaries between human and machine. He was also deeply paranoid, and this paranoia permeated his work. In his imagined future, androids were so sophisticated that they could look just like a human and could be programmed to believe that they were human, complete with fake childhood memories. People would wonder if their friends and loved ones were really human, but most of all, they would wonder about themselves. How can I tell if I'm a human or an android? Identity confusion was a recurring theme in Dick's work, and, related to that, unreliable and false memory. Dick's characters frequently could not be sure that their memories were